Today's housing market is what most of the Canadian buyers were hoping for in the past few years. That's what Christopher Alexander, the president of RE/MAX, said last week, and I agree with that because their latest reports show that there is a lot of more inventory out there to choose from, ability for the buyers to negotiate a better deal and put conditions back in the offers, so they are confident of what they're purchasing. For the sellers, on the other hand, it's a bit more challenging than just even like a few months ago, because properties are sitting on the market for longer than just a couple of days, and we hardly see any bidding wars. There are certain pockets in certain areas of the GTA that are still we still see multiple offers happening, such as in Durham, but overall it's less dynamic market and things have slowed down a lot. Many buyers are playing that waiting game right now due to the constantly rising interest rates, which is understandable. But what is important to note is that RE/MAX just recently released a report where it says that 64% of all the Canadians are ready to make significant sacrifices to their daily lifestyle to achieve a goal of home ownership. So the desire is there, but the buyers are kind of on hold right now to see what's about to happen once the interest rates start to slow down, and they're kind of looking for that market bottom when they will feel more confident that they are getting the best deal possible. And it's important to understand though that once interest rates slow down and stabilize, the housing market will start to pick up very quickly, as it always goes hand in hand. So it's very important not to miss that particular moment, because we might fall right back into the same bidding where we had before due to the extreme housing shortage in Canada. So I always say in this channel that waiting for the market is probably, in my opinion, not the best strategy, and instead it's best to always stay on top of things, stay in touch with the industry professionals, and make the right choice and the right decision based on the housing market conditions today, and basically find that opportunity in each market. This way you don't lose and don't constantly play that waiting game and feel like you're constantly chasing something. In my opinion, everyone who is a homeowner and invested in real estate or is planning to do so must always pay close attention to the housing market and see what is happening in order to be able to pivot in the right direction, whether doing the refinancing when it's time and the mortgage rates drop to save money, or locking their mortgage rate before it spikes, or even taking out their equity once it grows to invest into another property when the opportunity rises. So for that, you always have to keep yourself in the know with what's going on. And by the way, we do have a Facebook group that is open for everyone to join, where 4 industry professionals, including myself and my 3 other amazing, super knowledgeable business partners who have been in the business for a very, very long time and are providing constant support, sharing their knowledge, posting updates, and answering all your questions about all things real estate, lending, home inspection, and real estate law. So basically being your trusted guides to help you stay on top of things and help you navigate, sharing different strategies, advices, and tips. And link to that group is right under my video, so please go ahead and join our growing community. I will be very happy to see you there. If you do have any questions about any particular area of the GTA, my personal contact information is right under this video as well, in the description as always, so please don't be shy. I'm always happy to connect and provide my help and guidance to everyone seeking it. Now, going back to the housing market update, and as we spoke about the housing shortage, which is a big problem right now across Canada, as we all know, Justin Trudeau just recently announced that he set out $2 billion worth of spendings towards a previously announced plan to double home building over the next decade. So the plan is to build over 17,000 new homes across Canada, and this program would also help housing providers develop and start the new rent-to-own program aimed at creating a path for Canadians transition from renting to buying their first home. I know we need much more than just 17,000 homes, but it's better than nothing at all, and it's a good start. And it's always great news that the government is trying to help younger or new home buyers get into the market. Now let's talk about the rental market. In July, the rental market was absolutely on fire, and in the downtown core Toronto area, which is right by the lake, almost every second condo leased above asking, which absolutely blew my mind. I have a large network of realtors that I'm working with closely on a daily basis, and they all say that August continued the trend, and we are seeing bidding wars now among tenants pretty much all the time, especially the closer it gets to the city. Another very interesting report Toronto Real Estate Board shared was the report on how many properties were relisted last month. The numbers are quite shocking as well. So August overall is a slow month, and no matter what kind of market we're in, and we don't usually see that much activity on the market during this month, but August 2022 shocked with the highest amount of relisted properties since July 2017, which is almost 21% of all listed properties in the GTA. This means that homes that were offered for sale have been sitting on the market for a very long time. Eventually they become stale as the buyers are not coming in for showings anymore. And what realtors usually do in this case is they terminate the listings and then relist it in order to get more views, again more showings, and hopefully more traction from the buyers, which will lead to the offers. So this number really stood out for me, as technically every fifth house was relisted last month, and that is quite shocking. Now let's look at the month of inventory. Those who watch my videos often know that I really like referring to that number, as it also helps us understand what kind of market we're in and where are we heading. So just as a reminder, month of inventory means that if there were no new homes came to the market as of today, how long will it take to sell all the existing active listings that are currently on the market, so that there will be absolutely no homes left. And that number has increased slightly from the last month, making it 1.3 months, but still it's quite a healthy number. Overall, in Toronto and GTA, we are seeing a steady price decrease. On average, the homes are selling for about 2% below asking price. What that means is that the negotiations are back and they are becoming a new norm again. There is more inventory on the market to choose from, and we are seeing a lot more conditional offers out there, which is great. As I mentioned in my last video about the mortgage rates and the trigger rate, I'll leave the link here for those who haven't watched it, but I mentioned that the predictions are almost always wrong, and basically that no one knows what is going to happen, and everybody is just making educated guesses at this point, trying to understand where things are going with the housing market. But what pretty much all industry professionals agree on is that it may take just a small percentage of buyers returning to the market this fall after taking a break during the spring and summer due to increasing rates, to actually make a difference and provide more stability in prices, meaning that this fall we may not see such a drastic price decline due to the potentially rising competition, so things may change again. And if you have financial means to purchase a house right now, despite the interest rates, it's much better time to purchase property now compared to the start of this year when there was much more competition and a lot harder to secure a purchase of the home. And it's very true, and I personally strongly believe that purchasing a property with a higher rate and at the lower price is a much better option than the other way around, because the home prices will go up again. It's inevitable. The rates will stabilize and will start to go down once the inflation is down, because our economy is quite strong. And once that happens, by purchasing at a lower price, you will grow your equity very quickly, which you can use later on either to invest in another property or to even take a portion of it out and potentially lend it or gift it to your children for their down payment, like many of my first-time homebuyers clients do. Keep in mind though that economists still predict recession to happen next year, as well as most lenders agree that The rate hikes will continue to happen this and next year, affecting the prices of their homes overall. Many of my clients reaching out to ask what is going on to happen with the housing market, with inflation being so high and the interest hikes keep coming up and being so aggressive in the past few months. And the answer that I provide is that those factors will definitely continue to put additional pressure on the home prices, keeping them low. And the increase of the mortgage rates have been very aggressive ever since the rock bottom rates in February of 2022. And it's debatable whether the Bank of Canada was too late to introduce the increase or it's too much too soon right now. But what we see is that it takes people a long time to adjust after each increase, making them put their home ownership goal on hold and go back to the rental market. But everyone is waiting for the rates to stabilize in order to make a decision on where to invest their money now. So at this point, when I'm asked when is the best time to buy, my answer is that everyone is different, and as long as it makes sense for you and your family's personal situation, your personal situation, as well as your budget, this would be the time for you to buy, keeping in mind everything else I mentioned above. And you always have to look at the real estate as a long-term investment. There's no doubt in that. So if you are ready for the purchase, it is a good time for you to do so right now. I will continue to have updates out, and you can definitely see them daily in our Facebook group, which is called So You Want to Be a Homeowner. So feel free to join and stay on top of things as they come out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.